It's another edition of Behind the Mic with AudioFile magazine. I'm Jo Reed. Alan Minskoff is with me. He's a contributor to AudioFile.
And today we're going to England and around the world.
You know I love my English accents. So what are we listening to?
We are listening to a man with a distinctly English accent, Nigel Slater, and he is reading 1,000 Feasts. His small moments of joy and a kind of memoir of sorts is how he subtitles it. And he is, of course, a TV personality, a food writer, a cook, and a memoirist. And this is his little tiny jottings from around the world.
Yeah, and he is, I think, a very, very interesting of TV personality, food person, because when guys talk about food, write about food, it often has this hyper masculinity to it, this edge. And he is downright cozy.
He really is. He is. I had to watch him a little bit too after I listened to this, because I was so taken in by his prose and his his peripatetic nature. But I need to say one thing. He is a collector and an enthusiast. And in some ways, when he wrote about his home place, I was really mesmerized. He is a supporter and a collector of crafts and craftsmanship. And he spends literally years with these people who make plates and pots and spoons and cookware. And what I think what's fascinating is our sound sample. We're going to talk about his commitment to pens and paper. This is a man with an eye for detail. That's what informs his food writing so well, but also his love of this place that he is restoring really captured me. Maybe it's because I love old buildings too.
Well, and I happen to love paper.
Me too.
And pens. I mean, I find a good pen. It is such a thrill.
Oh, I am a collector of pens. I'm looking on my desk right now, and there must be 6 or 8 that are catching my eye.
Well, should we hear a little bit now?
Let's do it.
Okay. This is 1,000 Feasts, Moments of Small Joy, a memoir of sorts, written and read by Nigel Slater.
These are not detailed accounts of major events, but recordings of something altogether more ephemeral. The sort of moments likely to become misty with time. A jumble of curiosities and wonderings, penned at my kitchen table, whilst soaked to the skin in a fisherman's hut in Reykjavik, sitting calmly in a moss garden in Japan, or sheltering from a blizzard in the warmth of a chocolate box conditorei in Vienna. This is no neat row of meticulously scripted, leather-bound notebooks. What I have is an untidy bundle of haphazard observations, notes and stories, kept in pocketbooks and cheap ring-bound notepads, scribbled on envelopes and loose scraps of paper.
Very nice. I mean, well, he has a television show, so he knows how not only to read, but to present his ideas. And like Didion, I think he's another observer.
He really is. And he's a charmer. I think that's what you were saying earlier. He's a charming man, and he is not, and he's not didactic at all. He's really sharing how he sees the world with you. And it's a gratifying listen.
And it's different because his memoir, which was called Toast, I mean, how do you not love that name?
Oh, it's great.
But again, this is a memoir, as it says in the subtitle, of sorts. And for me, it sounds like the kind of book you kind of dip in and out of, as opposed to sit down and hunker down for a long listen.
That's exactly right. But I would be remiss if I didn't say it also kind of travels the world, from Lebanon to Iceland, to also all these places in Japan where he had these wonderful meals. It just gives you like you would in a postcard, really. And I truly enjoyed that.
Oh, I like that. That's a great analogy, a postcard. Okay, that is 1,000 Feasts. Small Moments of Joy, a memoir of sorts, written and read by Nigel Slater. Somebody both Alan and I find absolutely charming. Alan, thank you. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
I look forward to it.
I'm Jo Reed, and I'll talk to all of you tomorrow as well.